I demand proof. We want proof of Bigfoot's existence, not the footprints that people possibly make up, not the testimonies that people make up, not the camera footage that people make up. There's even people that say they've been taken away in a campsite at night. But where's the dead bodies? Well, there's 430 billion birds at the moment on Earth. Now, times that by 5 over our lifetimes, but yet you don't see a dead bird. Hunters say they don't see dead lions or dead bears. It's just the way it is. But Bigfoot are smart. They bury their dead. They also live underground in caverns or under trees. In my suggestion, they make a burrow under there. There's a really good program if you want to see some testimonials. It's called Finding Jay. It's on Amazon Prime. I've watched it. It's really good, and I recommend watching that. Now, on the next one, I'm going to tell you a story about Russian Bigfoot. Let me tell you a story about this female Bigfoot in the late 1900s. She was captured and she was taken to a small town in Russia. And there's information online. Be careful, some of the mainstream like to put a spin on it. But the story goes that she was there for a while, and the locals actually would, greet her in the mornings, and she'd be paraded around and everything else. And after a while, the person that owned her allowed people to, shall we say, have relationships with her. Now that's sick, I know. So you got humans, males, and this poor female Bigfoot. Now apparently she had a baby, and the baby is him, and so he is apparently a hybrid in Russia. So look into it yourself. It's a very fascinating story. I don't have obviously time to go into the details here, but the very next story after this video is one that shook me to the core, and I believe it, and it's scary. Frozen to death in the Diaphaloth Pass, forgive my pronunciations of it, in Russia. In 1959, these I think they were researchers, about 20-year-olds, went in Russia and was crossing the ice, very remote areas, and in their diary they wrote down that they thought they were being followed. Someone took a photograph of what appears to be a Bigfoot in the background. Now all these people met a horrific ending, which is why I say it's scary. If you watch the National Geographic version, I think it was them that did the video documentary, but there are others online, possibly on Netflix, etc., and it's called the Diaphaloth Pass incident. Look for them. But the way they died could have only been a Bigfoot, and it put hairs on the back of my neck when you watch it. It's just a scary, you think, oh God, poor sods. Please check it out. Absolutely check it out. Fake Bigfoots, there's a lot of them around. Be careful, because if you try and pretend you're a Bigfoot in the forest, you could get shot. People have been shooting at Bigfoots, which I wouldn't advise, mainly because they're actually a living creature, and I think it's bad to kill them, but obviously greed steps in. Now there's a guy here saying that he's got a Bigfoot. I can't be sure whether that's real or not. I haven't studied it. But then you've got other ones where people took videos of, and I mean that one's pretty convincing. If it isn't, if it's real, then well done. But what I want to show you is people fake things to debunk things. So straight away there's two pictures here you can see, one with a deer and one with Bigfoot. Now straight away people say, well, the Bigfoot one's fake because originally they had the deer. But I'm saying, what if it was the other way around? What if that was the real one and that was the fake one, and they're trying to do it to disprove that Bigfoot's out there? So have a Bigfoot DNA, hair samples and scat. You're thinking, why hasn't this all been tested? It has, and you have to be careful here, because the places that can test it, you can't just walk down to Tesco's. The places that can test it are funded normally by bigger institutions or families with very deep pockets. There's a thing called the Rule of 13, which is 13 families pretty much rule the planet, and it's pretty much true. The Rockefeller is one of those people. And if they don't want you to know about Bigfoots, dinosaurs living up to a certain point, aliens, then when they fund these science places, and they do fund them here, then if they say to these people, do not find anything to do with Bigfoots, aliens or anything, then these people will either lose their funding or be sacked. So the Rockefellers also fund the Smithsonian. So if they don't want you to know, that's why DNA is hard.